So you're doing 7 figures, congratulations, but your profit margins are becoming razor thin. Hot take, the fix to this problem is not more sales. The reason your profit is disappearing is because right now your business is leaking profit in places that you don't even know to look. In this video, I am going to show you the hidden inefficiencies that are draining your cash as you scale and how to fix them without hiring more, pushing harder, or throwing all of your money into marketing and sales. So if you want your business to grow and also get more profitable, then you're in the right place. Let's dive into it. So the first thing that we need to clear up is that at scale, your profit margin actually should be falling. When your business is small and it's just you, let's be honest, you have no expenses. You don't have any systems, barely any overhead. You are filling every single role on the team. Your expenses are like down here, which means if we are pricing correctly, we should be wildly profitable. When we're starting our business, profit margins of 70%, 80%, 90%, these are not only normal, they're actually healthy and required. Because as you start to grow and scale, now we need to invest into hiring team members. Now we need to invest into systems and operations. Now we need to invest into random stuff like legal and HR and a bookkeeper and all of this stuff that we didn't need when we were small. And naturally, that is going to increase our expenses and start cutting into our profit margin. The key is when we're small, have we priced ourselves high enough that we have a wide enough profit margin for it to come down to what is healthy, which is around 30 to 40% profit margins for your average online service-based business. So if we're just starting out and we're already at 30% profit margins, we aren't leaving ourselves any room to scale. Because as you grow and you start to hire and you start to invest, if you're starting at 30%, where you end up is at like 5 to 10%. Versus we need to start at 80% so that we have plenty of space, plenty of margin to end up at a healthy 40%. So the first thing to understand is when I talk about razor thin margins, I'm talking about margins of like 5, 10, 15%. Healthy profit at scale is 30 to 40%. And if right now you are really holding on to that 70% profit margin and you don't want to let it go, the reality is that's fine, but you could be growing faster. If you were willing to come down on that profit margin and reinvest it into growth, reinvest it into team, you're actually going to grow faster and more sustainably. Because if your margins are that high, you're probably pulling that off by working like 60, 70-hour weeks and outworking the problem and keeping your expenses low because you're showing up to make up for the difference. If you want a fast-growing, healthy, sustainable business that can grow at scale without the 60-hour working weeks, then you're going to have to get okay with coming down on that profit margin and ending up in that 30 to 40% range. If you're seeing less than 30%, then this is where we get into the hidden profit opportunities inside your business. Here's how I think about hidden profit. Imagine for a moment that your business is a bucket and sales and marketing is the water, the cash flow that is getting piped into that bucket, right? That's your revenue coming in. Every single bucket has cracks and gaps and holes. And through these gaps, these operational inefficiencies, we are leaking water. The bigger our bucket becomes, the more water that gets piped in, the bigger these cracks become. It starts to cost us more and more at scale to run inefficiently. Very simply, the job of operations, the job of your operator to identify where is water wasting out of our business and how can we run tighter, leaner, and more profitably. Because here's what's fun about operations. It costs us nothing to get more efficient. It costs us nothing to use better systems, to run tighter meetings, to get better at hiring or management or firing. These are the inefficiencies that right now are costing your business money, but cost nothing to find, to fix, and to keep all of that water inside of the bucket, which means that water drops straight to the bottom line in the form of profit. So just by bringing in tighter operations, you are keeping water in the bucket for free and driving higher margins as you scale. The reason these profit centers are hidden is because as founders, our job is to keep an eye on the pipe, on sales and marketing, and bring more revenue into the bucket all of the time. So we are always focused on that pipe. We are always focused on where's the next growth opportunity? How do I bring more water in? Which means we're not looking at where is the water leaking out. And these profit centers are hiding in plain sight. And what I want to give you the permission slip on is that it is actually not your job. It's not your job to find and close these leaks. Your job can and should stay on growth. How do we bring the next wave of growth into our business? Which means it needs to be somebody else's job, namely your operator's job, to be keeping an eye on the bucket, finding those cracks and closing them consistently. So these profit leaks are hidden because they're hiding in your blind spot. But to help you find them, me and my team came up with a tool that we call the Hidden Profit Finder. It takes 10 minutes or less. It's going to walk you through your entire business, and it's going to help you look into your blind spots and find where these hidden profits might be lying in plain sight, waiting for you to come, collect, and take that money off the table. So if you want that tool, it's entirely free. You can grab the link. It's down in the description below. It is my gift from me to you so that whether or not you have an operator in the role, which by the way is the long-term solution here, you at least are aware of where is profit leaking out of my business and what can I do starting tomorrow to reclaim some of that profit and take it off the table. So now the logical question is, well, what should my operator be doing every day to actually find and close these gaps? There are 6 operational pillars inside of your business. These are the 6 areas where profit leaks out of your company. These pillars are strategy, like how you set strategic decision making and make the right decisions for your business. Leadership, do you have the right leadership team in place and are your leaders functioning at their highest levels of performance? Team, do you have the right frontline team in place? Is every role in your business being filled by the right A player doing the right things? Communication, how does information flow through our Slack, our meetings? How do we talk as a team? Systems, SOPs, processes. This is also tech and AI. So are we using our technology to be as efficient and profitable as possible? And then lastly, data. How are we gathering data? How are we making data-based decisions so that our company is moving forward as profitably as possible at scale? Simply put, your operator's job is to own these 6 pillars within the business, to know how to build them, how to scale them, and how to keep an eye on them so that your company can grow with the least amount of cracks in the bucket. If your operator doesn't know how to do these things, or you don't have an operator in that role, then right now I can guarantee you there's water leaking out of your bucket simply because no one on the team is looking and no one on the team knows how to fix that crack once they spot it. So that becomes a talent problem. How do we up-level our existing operator, or how do we get the right operator into the role? And if you want to know more about that, reach out to my team. That's what we do all day, every day. I'm not going to get deeper into it here. The point is, profit ultimately is your operator's job. And that's really challenging because if our job as founders is sales and marketing and growth, our natural response to trying to fix a problem in our business, like profit, is, well, go out and grow more. It's always worked for us in the past. Just outsell the problem, right? Market harder, sell more, outsell the problem. But back to our bucket analogy, this actually ends up backfiring and working against us because the more water we pipe in, the faster and harder we work to bring water into our bucket, the more pressure we put on that bucket and the wider the gaps become, the wider the cracks become. And you'll see this, that if you try and market and sell harder, but things are falling apart on the back end or getting even more disorganized or even more overwhelming, what's happening is that by trying to outsell the problem, you're actually making the problem worse. We are compounding the inefficiencies. We are compounding the complexity and all of that, widening the cracks, widening the gaps, and making the water leak out. Our profit, our hard-earned profit, leak out even faster. So this is the one problem that you can't outsell, which I know sucks, but here's the good news. Sales and marketing is a game of spend more to make more, right? It's really expensive for you to invest into marketing and invest into sales commission to bring more water into the bucket all the time. Spend more to make more. Operations is free. Again, it costs us nothing to get tighter, to use better systems, to communicate more clearly, to hire better. And yet all of these are closing very real profit leaks inside of our business, which means for $0, we are able to keep the water inside of the bucket and stack our profit margin for free. So people keep trying to tell me that operations isn't that sexy, and I'm just over here asking the question, what is sexier than free profit? If right now you're working as hard as you can, you're putting in the crazy hours, you're hustling, you're grinding, you're outselling this problem, and yet your profit margins are disappearing, and the harder you work, the faster they disappear, this is what is happening inside of your business. This is what is killing your profit, which means that just by doing this one thing, making sure you have the right operator in the role, looking at these cracks and closing them, you are going to be able to earn all of that profit back, keep that water in the bucket, and take it off the table before it leaks out. So I actually do a full breakdown deep dive into each of the 6 hidden profit centers inside of your business that I mentioned earlier. If you want that, go ahead, grab it in the next video. I break them down and walk you through them step by step and how and where profit leaks out of your business in these hidden ways. So if you want to learn more, that's the place to go, and I will see you over there.